Hello everyone. This lecture is exclusively recorded for first year BSc student of BK Birla College Kalyan. This is calculus class, mathematics paper 1. In this lecture, we will study one of the important result of calculus, that is Archimedean principle. So let me state Archimedean principle, or some people call it as Archimedean property. Property or principle. We will abbreviate this result as AP. AP stands for Archimedean property. So result says that for any real number x, for any x belongs to R, there exists a natural number n such that x is always less than n. The result is very clear. It says that if you take any real number, then you can always find out a natural number, call it as n, such that that natural number is ahead to that real number. Well, before proving this result, let me tell you some of the facts in mathematics. So there is a, when we say there exists, the negation of there exists. So the symbol tilde is called as a negation. Negation of there exists is equal to for all. And negation of for all is there exist. We know that negation of negation is that itself. So negation of negation for there exist is there exist only. So fine. So I want to prove this result. So the proof which I will be using is by method of contradiction, which is called as indirect method. So let's prove this. So I have to assume that the statement is not true. So this statement is not true. That means there exists a natural number n such that x is less than n. So the negation of there exist is for all. Just now we have seen negation of there exist is for all. So if the statement is not correct, then we have to assume the negation is true. So the negation of this statement is there exist will be replaced by for all. For all natural number, x is always less than, instead of less than, the negation of less than is greater than equal to. For all natural number, x is always greater than equal to n. That is what negation of this statement. So let me write down this. Suppose the given statement is not true. So if it is not true, that means its negation statement is true. So this would imply what I said, for all natural number uh, n such that x is always greater than equal to yeah, for any now this entire thing, for any, that means for all there exists x belongs to r such that for all natural number x is greater than equal to n. So let me write down that statement. I will write down the statement. The statement says that for there exists x belongs to r such that x is always greater than equal to n for all n belongs to natural number. Right? So for all natural number, x is always greater than equal to n. So what does this mean? That means that this x fixed real number x is going to be an upper bound for all n. So that means x is going to be an upper bound for natural number. So this would imply x is an upper bound for n set of natural number. So this would imply set of natural number is bounded above also set of natural number is non-empty, and non-empty bounded above set has supremum. That is a order completeness property. So by order completeness property, there exists a real number m such that before that I should say that by order completeness property n has supremum. Okay, so let me frame it in a much more better way. By supremum of n exists and unique, that is what I should say. And then we will write down the by order completeness property, supremum of n exists and it is unique. So that is, there exists a real number. So let's call it as capital M belongs to R such that M is equal to supremum of natural number. Well, if M is a supremum of natural number, then definitely it will satisfy the characterization property of supremum, because we have said characterization property is equivalent to supremum. So by characterization property of supremum. So in characterization property, there are two m is a supremum if and only if m is upper bound, and second one, for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists an element from set of natural number such that m minus epsilon less than a less than equal to m. So that is what the characterization property. So this implies for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists an element a belongs to natural number such that m minus epsilon strictly less than a less than equal to m. So let's call this as 1. This is true for any epsilon, for any positive real number. So let me take epsilon as particularly 1. In particular, epsilon is equal to 1. Then the 1 becomes that this 1 becomes m minus 1 is less than small a. So let me take this only, this much only. So this implies m is less than a plus 1, and this is going to be contradiction. Why this is a contradiction? Let me write down the justification which is a contradiction. The reason is as follows. Since a belongs to natural number, this would imply a plus 1 is also a natural number, and m is upper bound of natural number, because m is a supremum, that means it is an upper bound, and then m must be greater than any element of this set. So set here it is natural number. So a plus 1 must be smaller than m, and now here I have proved that m is a smaller than a plus 1, which is not possible, because if m is a upper bound, then it has to be larger than any element from the set. And now here I have seen that a plus 1, which is an element from the natural number and which is above the upper bound, which could not be possible, or which is not possible. So we got a contradiction because of our wrong assumption. That means the original statement is correct. So hence our original statement is correct. Is correct. That is, for any real number, for any x belongs to R, there exists a natural number. Should I say there exists n belongs to natural number such that my x is always smaller than that n. So it may happen that there might be more than one, but here existence of a natural number above x guaranteed by Archimedean seems to be very simple property, but gives a lot of information. So with this theorem, we will have the many consequences or corollaries based on this Archimedean principle. So let me have the corollaries. So corollary number 1, it says that if x is greater than 0, x belongs to now R, then there exists n belongs to natural number such that 0 less than 1 by n less than x. Right, so this inequality I have to prove. So if x is a positive real number, then definitely you can find out an n belongs to natural number such that 0 1 by n line between 0 and x. So let's do this. The proof is purely based on the Archimedean principle. So since x greater than 0, this would imply 1 by x is also greater than 0. So where does 1 by x belongs? X belongs to real number. So 1 by x also belongs to real number. So that is 1 by x belongs to real number. So my Archimedean principle says that for any real number, you can always find out a natural number ahead to that real number. So now here 1 by x is a one of the real number. I can guaranteedly find out a natural number about to 1 by x. So I will say by here only I will do. So this will imply, actually I should write on the next line, but I don't have a space, so let me write down here. So this would imply by Archimedean principle, by Archimedean property, there exists n belongs to natural number such that 1 by x, I am applying Archimedean property on 1 by x because 1 by x is my real number, is definitely less than n. So let me call this as 1. Okay, so now since x is greater than 0, let me go on the next line. So what I got is 1 by n. Let me write down that 1 by x is strictly less than n. So I have called it as 1. So since x is greater than 0, so if I multiply x by 1, then what I will get is as follows. I will get 1 is less than x into n. So since x is positive number, if you multiply by positive number, inequality does not change. So let me call this as 2. Similarly, we can see that n greater than 0 because it's a natural number. So this would imply 1 by n is also greater than 0. Now I will multiply by 1 by n to 2. If I multiply this inequality number 2 by 1 by n, then what I will get? 1 by n is less than, since 1 by n is greater than 0, so inequality will not change. So xn by n will get cancelled and x will only left, and 1 by n is already greater than 0, so which completes the proof. Henceforth, one may prove from this only. The other way of doing, you can see that this x is positive, n is positive, 1 by x is positive, n is positive, and they are non-zero. So x is not equal to 0, n is not equal to 0, so you can reciprocal on both sides. But when you are taking a reciprocal, you should make sure that the number is non-zero. So now here 1 by x is not 0 and n by n is also non-zero. So you can take a reciprocal, but when you take a reciprocal, the inequality reverses. So here x will be greater than 1 by n. So this is also allowed, but you should make sure that when you are taking reciprocal, the number should be non-zero. And when you are taking reciprocal, the inequality less than becomes greater than. So here also it gets proved. So anyway, you can do any one of this. So this is a quick consequence of Archimedean property, you can see. Now let me have a few more proper corollaries of Archimedean properties. So based on the Archimedean property. So corollary number 2, if x comma y belongs to real number, x strictly greater than 0, then prove that y is strictly less than n times x. The proof is as follows. So you could see that x is greater than 0. So this would imply 1 by x is greater than 0. And your y upon x is a real number. So if it is real number, you can apply the Archimedean principle on y by x. So by Archimedean principle, there exists n belongs to natural number such that your y upon x is less than n. And now you can see that since x is greater than 0, so let me call this as 1. So since x is greater than 0, you can multiply by x. So from 1, if I multiply x greater than 0, so if I multiply a positive terms, then I will have y less than x into n. Since x is greater than 0, it will not affect on the inequality. So we can write down y is strictly less than x upon n, which completes the proof. So it's a very small result and it is purely based on the Archimedean property. The corollary number 3 says, if x belongs to R such that 0 less than equal to x strictly less than 1 by n for all n belongs to natural number, then prove that x is equal to 0. Let me write down the proof. So proof is by method of contradiction. Suppose x is not equal to 0. So if x is not equal to 0, then either x will be greater than 0 or x will be less than 0. But x cannot be less than 0 because it is mentioned in a given that x is greater than or equal to 0. So when x is not equal to 0, this would imply x must be greater than 0. If x is greater than 0, this would imply 1 by x is also greater than 0. So 1 by x greater than 0, which belongs to positive, is a positive real number. So by Archimedean property, by Archimedean principle, I can say that there exists n belongs to natural number. So I will say now here, see here, it says that for all n belongs to natural number. So here the n is variable. But Archimedean principle says that existence of a real number, you could see that in a statement only I said there exists a real number. So what I will say here, I'll say that there exists n naught. So instead of n, I will say there exists n naught belongs to natural number such that my x is, I'm applying Archimedean property on 1 by x. On whom I'm applying 1 by x, such that 1 by x is strictly less than n naught. Now you could see that this 1 by x is non-zero, n naught is also non-zero, and both are positive. So you can take a reciprocal on both sides. So you will get x is greater than 1 by n naught. Now which is a contradiction, because in given fact it is given that for any natural number 1 by n is always greater than x, and now here I got a natural number such that x is greater than 1 by n naught, which is not possible because n naught is one of the natural numbers, so x has to be smaller than 1 by n naught. So reason, since x is always less than 1 by n for all n belongs to natural number, and here I got one natural number where x is greater than 1 by n naught, which is not possible. So we got a contradiction because of our wrong assumption. Hence x is equal to 0 whenever x greater than equal to 0, less than 1 by n for all n belongs to natural number. And there is one more corollary, which is the last corollary, corollary number 3. If a comma b belongs to real number such that a less than b plus 1 by n for all n belongs to natural number, then prove that a should be less than equal to b. Let's go for the proof. Proof is again by method of contradiction. So let it possible. So I am assuming that this is not correct. So let it possible. The negation of a less than equal to b is let it possible a greater than b. So when a is greater than b, that means a minus b is greater than 0. This would imply 1 upon a minus b greater than 0. So 1 upon a minus b is greater than 0 and it's a real number. So 1 by a minus b is real number. So by Archimedean principle, there exists n naught belongs to natural number such that 1 upon a minus b is less than n naught. Since a minus b is non-zero, n naught is non-zero, both are non-zero and positive real number, you can take a reciprocal, but when you take a reciprocal, it becomes a the inequality changes. So I should say 1 upon n naught. So this would imply a is greater than b plus 1 by n naught, which is a contradiction. Why we got a contradiction? Because it is mentioned that in a given fact, for any natural number, it is mentioned that for any natural number, a is always less than b plus, a is less than b plus 1 by n. So since a is less than b plus 1 by n for all n belongs to natural number. So this was a given fact, so it is contradicting to that fact. This proof, corollary number 2 and corollary number 3 looks similarly. So we got a contradiction, means our assumption was wrong, so the original statement is correct. So hence a is less than equal to b is correct whenever a less than b plus 1 by n for all n belongs to natural number. So this lecture completes the theorem of Archimedean property and some of their consequences. Of course, there are many small corollaries which are based on the Archimedean properties. So in upcoming lectures or maybe in actual lectures, we will see few more properties of consequences of Archimedean properties. And now the next lecture will be based on the rational, that density of rational number. That theorem we will prove. Once I complete the density of a rational number, then I will be completing the unit 1. Then we will move to the unit 2, which is based on the sequences. So thank you for attending.